okay. The best thing in this lac, I hope you have it here because it's Schwarzkopf. It's supposed to be very close from Germany, I guess. So the best thing that this lac doesn't make your wig very sticky. Got to be and another wax. They make the wig very heavy, and you can't do anything with this lac. You can apply it. It has very little. You can see very little. How to say?
Particles.
Yes, thank you. And because of it, it goes to change the structure of the hair. I will show you very soon. And you can brush it, and you can not wash your wig after this lac. Well, of course, if you will not do so close without stopping, because it will have some white stuff. So, I need to... The best thing what you will need is some stuff like this. There is something for table. You can adjust some little for table and for the head. Head usual from AliExpress with this stuff, but I have to say very important things. The head size usually 52, 54. It's for kind of little head. It can be kids or girls or teeny girls. So when you do wig in little head, you have to understand that these parts can be in a different position. You always have to check it on your head before cut a lot. Because it's the main mistake that people does, because they think the wig will look same in this head as in the big. No, 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 no. Completely no. So if you have opportunity, you can make a mold of your head. It's perfect because you can see how it looks on you, exactly on your table. So I hope my English is not so bad. Okay. So, actually, this is example of the wig who was traveling already very long time. It was traveling already long time. As you can see, I have just to brush it and that's all. So it's not bad at all. I will show you how to brush wig too, because it's important, especially if it's messy after event and behind, and how to make it brush easier with specific scissors. So let's try to put it like that. I already don't have any straps because they always annoy me. I don't use them. Usually I use these pins to adjust wig. You can use the straps, but for me, the blood in the head starts to go well and I start to have headache. So these things, if you will put like 5, 10, 15, you can go with wig under the water. And actually, I remember that I can't take away the wig after event. I was so tired, and my widowmaker was with 15 pins like this, and I was already not moving, and I go sleep with wig because I can't find them and take them away. So it's the best thing ever, but don't do this because you will be without hair. So how to brush wigs, especially if they already like this is okay. Where's the brush? It's here. Everything. Something. So the first of all, I didn't clean it because you have to understand all your materials for wigs will be messy always. You can't clean it every single second. So that's why this head is actually beautiful. Another one looks completely tired. So when you have a messy wig, you have to start to brush them since the tips. From the tips, yeah. From the tips. In this case, you will not start like this, you know, because a lot of people, they start to brush and it's stuck. No, it doesn't make sense. So if you start with tips, gonna be much better. This wig, if I already have some cutting, you can see one layer, another, you see? And this is a long one. Because of this cutting, the hair will not be super messy. Because if they, with one length, one together, they go messy too much that they can have some, how is it, like some, this stuff that you have, yeah, that you have to cut. Yeah, that's the problem. So I want to show you how to prevent this problem, but we have to touch scissors. So, second. So this is usual scissors. They're completely not expensive. It's Merck's. You know this Merck's? No, okay. It's a company that makes very good scissors, and a lot of salons use them. And they have completely not expensive and good quality nets, because I don't know how long I was them. Completely nothing happened, and they even don't get super. They sharpie, yeah, they sharpie always. Yeah. So, how I made these tails super fluffy? They're gonna be garbage. Okay. So, when you grab the long wig, and especially in the tips, if you're afraid to cut all and make very big difference, you can grab just tips of your wig, like this, and cut it completely a little bit. The scissors are supposed to be like this, the finger here, okay? Not with different way, please, because it will make you do it very tough. Doesn't matter what hand, actually. So, how to show for everyone? This is okay. I don't know if everyone to see. So, okay, I will try to with different angles. When you grab it, you have to make not like this because it will be very tough. You have to grab it like this. You have to catch. You see, you have to catch the sharpie. Sharp, not sharpie. Sharp, yes. And do it like this. But in this case, you have it completely accurate. The tips is very accurate, you see? They're not like this, they're not square, So this helps a lot for you to make this part.
Right.
Yeah, here. Because from eBay, a lot of wigs comes just like this. So what you have to do if your character not with straight stuff like you have to grab it. You have to grab it. Of course, depends on character you cosplay. And do it like this, very accurate. So any stuff you grab, we can do it in the new wigs too. Just I have to show you. Anything will look like this already. So a lot of people like to do, you know, how they cut it and they start to do like this. You know, with wigs, this works very rare, especially if you need some thick hair, and you need this thick hair to be like still thick, you know, so you don't need thick, yeah. You don't need them to be, how to say, less. So you can cut like this and do this, but most of the characters, believe me, they need something like this. And for you to not mess up with wig or destroy it, it's really good. So, the most important that everyone have to have is thinning scissors. You saw that? Yeah, only you? Someone else? You use it? No?
Yes.
Okay. Thinning scissors can be tough, can be very good and accurate. So a bit more expensive, they're more little. They have a little space between, and they have a kind of good quality and accurate, how to say, they work very accurate. So I can show you why. So with these scissors, quality of these scissors, you can be completely not scared to do this. And nothing will happen because they grab a little bit hair. So why we're doing that? We're doing this because we try to brush wig, for example, after event. So if you have your wig after even, especially behind, very messy, and you can't brush it, before brushing, what you have to do? You have to grab some hair that's already messy, and without any, don't be scared, I mean, you have to grab and make it like this. You see? Like this a little bit, like this, and like this. Like in the diagonal, not so together, because if you will make it all stuff together, you will make it square. Not square. You see? So, after you did this, when you will start to brush it, this hair that was together and stick together, they will go away like this, but it will be not noticeable, and everything will be completely like new. Actually, I needed some wig destroyed to show you. I will check maybe this wig that they gave me is destroyed, so to show you better. But first, I wanted to show you something briefly for you to believe that I can do things. So, and we have only 1 hour. That's why, sorry, information is very fast. But still, you will have opportunity to try to cool. And a lot of people asking if this wig is heavy or not. So you can touch it and see it's heavy or not. Depends on person, of course. For little people, maybe they heavy. So around, you can check it. I will check another one.
This is standard.
О, отлично. This is messy wig. So we can try to do something with that.
Also, the thinning works to make the wig more obedient to the light.
Yeah, when you make a thinning is this. This is thinning.
Sometimes it's so heavy and so thick that you can't manage it. It just falls.
Yeah, for example, his wig was his wig was super like this. And a lot of volume, and it was actually my Jennifer. Oh no, it was yes, this was my Jennifer. This wig was my Jennifer. So I don't need Jennifer anymore, and yeah, we just grabbed it later with this one. First it was Jacob Fry.
No, Jacob Fry turned into Trevor.
Ah, Jacob Fry's Trevor, okay. I remember was something else. It was my mermaid. Yes, first my Jennifer was my mermaid.
Trevor was the mermaid first.
Ah, Trevor was the mermaid. Okay. So if you can see that if you can make wigs, they don't have to spend a lot of money. Of course, if you don't need to use it too much in that event. So this wig was so puffed that we had to use thinning the roof like this to grab a lot of volume. But very important, if you want to use thinning, try to keep this first layer away, because if you put thinning in the first layer, it will be noticeable very messy this little hair, and it's not cool. It depends on the character, of course, but usually it's not cool. So what you have to do, you have to take away the first layer and start to make thinning from here. But this is to reduce volume. So if you make thinning from here a lot, will be not bad. Don't forget that this scissors is supposed to be good one. If you will make thinning with the big, maybe you have these scissors with a bit bigger, how to say this? Yeah, inside.
There are some scissors that have a bigger space between the teeth.
Yes.
And if you try to do that with the ones I'm mentioning, it's like if you cut it straight with one.
You cut it a lot. Yeah, this thing.
And it's very noticeable. Flat.
Yeah, very rude thing. So with this one you have to be careful. With these scissors, because I will show you now everything is okay, you will go home and grab big scissors like this and goodbye. So, be careful with that. check this, and if you're not sure, start to work with them in the tips to be sure how it will look. So usually I never make it like this straight, just in case. I make it in the angle a little bit, like this. Because with angle you never will have this squared stuff. I hate this squared stuff. So, untangle. Let's see. This is okay. Let's see where is this stuff. First of all, when we start to brush it since from the tips, you see, even without anything it goes well. So not too much problem. So don't the steaming is okay. I thought it's messy. Why this brush? Because yes, this brush is really working well. I checked in other brushes. Metallic one always stuck this composition of I don't know how to say the position of that is very good because they don't make hair stuck together. So they make hair like with different positions and brush it very well. So
also don't make the mistake of using the round brushes or the little brushes that, I don't know, the flat ones to untangle a wig, because it will just make it worse. They have to be this style of brush she was using to untangle the wig without any problem.
Yeah, because this one is for volume. This one to make a volume like this. So it's different. And if you will try to brush it, it will make like very big volume and maybe we will brush a lot of things. So, as you can see, you start to brush very accurate, moving like this. If it's stuck, don't do it. Just let it go and try to grab it from the tips again.
And if there is a knot that you completely can't, use the thin scissors.
Yes, and when you completely can't, for example, this, right? You can just grab and use it like this. Very accurate. Like some parts. Looks like wow, but in the end will be not even noticeable. So after that, you will brush it a bit easier. And the hair you don't need will just go away on the floor. Maybe in the bathroom, kitchen, so everywhere. Good advice after this, immediately you have to make vacuum. So you see, and this wig was looking not so pretty, and it actually immediately goes well. So good, now we can work with this wig. No one told me if they need it after. You think they need it after because I wanted to cut it? And
No, she said she didn't.
Okay. I put it like this because sometimes it can fall. But when you make some hairstyle, don't put it like this because it's changed position so much. So if you change position, you will have this on you completely different. Be careful with that. So, what's next? There's different types of cutting. So the one type I already showed you, but I should show you even more. I want to copy from this side, but I can't. So you're doing this, for example.
The wrist has to be very relaxed. Don't do something very straight.
To do this, your hand is supposed to be very relaxed to grab the sharp side. Yeah. So for example, if this card has some hair like this, you can cut it like that. And it will start to have more short hair here. But very important, when you start to make any kind of character for your cosplay, you have to realize what part of the wig how will look. For example, this is the forehead, right? This is the parts before the ear, for example, right? So we can see it even with some wigs, right? So this is like a zone for the wigs. This you always can use very comfortable things. I don't know how the name of this. So you can use this and check. For example, if it's, I don't know, Sasuke, he will have this part, not here, like how to find my card. He will have this part, like the little part here, and another hair you will have to put here, right? Because you have it from here too much to the side. That's the very important moment, because when you have a wig and you have a character, you have to analyze. How to make each part. For example, if you have this part like this, and you realize that your character has it bigger, but you need hair here because your character has a lot of hair too. What you have to do, you have to grab, for example, hair from here, or from another wig, and make extensions. These extensions you will adjust here with glue. A lot of people like to sew, but now it's already with glue much better. So you will adjust with glue here, and it will be a lot of hair for you to work with that.
Under the wig cap.
Huh?
Under the wig cap.
Yeah, you can adjust it under the wig cap, but there's more options. You can adjust it in between of threads. Threads? This stuff. So it can be even in between. You can even cut with scissors some hole and put their extension with glue. But be careful because you can touch this hair. So first of all, you have to make all area very clean where you will do that. So then to make a, for example, hole here with scissors and put extension there with glue. So like this you will have much more opportunity to have fluffy here and to have fluffy here. What we're doing now, because wigs now not super perfect, like this. We just grab 2 wigs and try to put another wig together with this to make a double one. It's a lot of work. It's better to be ready for that. But you will have huge volume and it's really, really amazing. And don't forget that when you buy the wig, you have to be sure that the cap looks kind of like this, because another new cap that doesn't have these things, or cap like this, is very, very bad. So if you order wig from AliExpress, doesn't matter from where, they have to have a picture like this in the hat. So they put it like this and make a photo, and you can, like this exactly, and you can ask this, because it's important. If it will not be like that, I think in the picture is completely different than what we will have in the end. So, actually I have a lot of information. Maybe we can be with questions. I'm scared. Maybe we can go with questions, because I can show you a bit better things to not be super in a hurry. And maybe someone can try to do something, and it's going to be a bit better. Because to speak about structure, I can, but I need questions, because there is too much things about it, about the structure. But before structure, it's better to speak about exact cutting, maybe. So, do you have some questions about exactly cutting or something?
Just have one question. What glue he used to get the hair?
Ah, okay.
Because some use super glue, but I don't like it because it's
No,
really hard.
super glue is not good. So this is one. This is this kind of glue. This is actually transparent silicone glue. The Russian is момент, but it's everywhere. I tried to find the very same glue. Moment. Yeah. And, I tried to find the very same glue in Latin America because mine was finished, and they can throw it in airport just like this. So it's a silicone transparent glue for kids to make some stuff with paper actually. So I will make one extension just to show you how to make extensions, and then I can give you this glue. You can try. It's not so dangerous to put it in the fingers because it's easy to erase it like this. When it's dry, it goes like this, and that's all. So you can touch it, and then actually when I was searching glue like this in another country, it was funny because I was trying each glue like this, and people was like, what the hell is what she's doing? And organizers bring me different glues, and I was open and checking if it's same or not, because I needed to finish the week and wig workshop, and airport throw away my glue. No. So, okay, I will show you how to make extensions, and I need to show you the little tip. For example, if you need extensions and you don't have a second wig, you always can grab extensions from here. This part is not so noticeable. This part is always very messy in the event. So, what you can do, you can put a wig like this. Yeah, like this. So, actually, after event, again, just to repeat it because you can forget. After event, you have this always in the long wigs. What you're doing, you're just doing this with normal thinning scissors, a bit randomly, and then you will have it easier to brush. Oh yeah, I need water. Actually, very fast we already brushed this part. So, you can grab these extensions. Looks like a lot, but in the end looks completely not a lot. So, you can grab extension from here. Try to not grab it like this. It's supposed to be very thin, like line. You have to check here. With time, you can have your own, how to say, your own technique to do things. It's okay, but some base stuff, it's just can't change it. So you can cut it completely like this. It's okay. This is not noticeable, this part. After that, you have to brush it a little bit because there's little hair. So, yeah, I will not tell you anything about safety here because I already can make anything with these scissors and I can eat glue. So, yeah, don't do it at home. But if you have too much orders and you have to, you will find glue everywhere. So you have this. You just put glue. Not a lot, but you have to realize that it's going for two sides, like this. You can make this extension more thick or more thin. First of all, I always make it more thin because I always can make it in the half. So, like make it like this, like a book, thicker. So in few seconds, like 30 seconds, it will be dry. You can reduce some things. But to close it because it always go out and destroy everything around. So. And actually it's not good with plastic. Some plastic goes, how to say, goes to shit. Destroy? Yeah, some plastic is get destroyed so much. You can destroy your tables or something. Be careful. Melt. Yeah, melted. So yeah, so sure. So better to brush it after it's dry. So I'm brushing it now because I know what to do. So but after it's dry it's better because if not you will do this and half of them will go from inside. So extension ready. You can make extensions completely different sizes, different beginning like this, or can be more fluffy. You can make it like this to make it more, even more fluffy. So, what's about glue? As I told you, you can put extensions like this, always like this here with glue, and it will stay really. No, if you will not do like this with that. But all this wig is with this glue. So you saw it was not falling anything, it was in a lot of trips, and it was like just this was baggage. So if you glue it well, it will stay. If you glue it not so well, so fast, didn't press it a lot, maybe you will brush it and hello. So you have to take away wig, grab this, and when you put extension, the best stuff to do is don't put too much glue, like middle. Just will dry. So when we put extension, it's the best way to put it is, well, of course, when wig is normal, because you have to see where you put it. You have to put it with these things. But it's better using a plastic because you know what happened. After this, you have to wait a little bit. And actually, what's good with this glue, you can move this extension like this, and you can manage how it will look, how wide it will look exactly in this part. So we put little one, but in the end, you manage that you need it a bit thicker. No, not thicker, wider. So, and you can move it with your nails. Actually, it's ready. Of course, need a bit more time to be dry. What else goes with this glue? Actually, you can see, you can smell it, touch it, and then search it in the shop as I do. Extensions. What's good things about this glue? Okay. First of all, even when extension is ready, you still can move this glue if you will put fresh glue on the dry glue. So on this extension was dry, I put this glue and I can move a little bit and make changes. It's very cool, especially for some wigs with a real style, like realistic style. And even if it's not realistic, when I was gluing Goku, it's cool because you can manage that here is not too much hair and here is a lot of hair. You can put glue and move this hair a little bit in this side. So that's a good thing about this glue, because if you put hot glue, you can't move. So, bye. It's like this, or if you don't like it, bye. Another thing about this glue, after 1 month or after 6 months, there is a possibility that you can really brush this glue from the wig. When it starts to be very, very dry, and with time, when it moves, the glue starts to be more beady and like green. Yes. It still keeps the hair as you want, how you want. But if you really want, you can grab the brush and you really can, very accurate, brush it from some stuff. If you put it, for example, inside, it's like, wow, so why I did it? Oh, don't worry, you have to wait to dry it and then accurate to take it away from the extensions or from the wig, or it doesn't matter. Once I had a wig completely with this stuff, and it was all in the volume brushing, lacquered glue, and after 6 months this wig starts to look completely different because I brush everything and people never recognize this wig. They were like, how? It was completely with glue, everything. So it's possible. Depends on how you need it. Yeah, I will show you how to make the volume. I think I will show it here because it's already short. I still don't know why people doesn't like this wig, because if you can brush it, it's amazing. So if you don't like it, I will grab it. So that's why I don't want to destroy it at all. About volume. The good thing for volume, if you make this cutting, not only like I showed you like this, it's good if you will make this cutting, for example, for this part is very good. So you choose here, for example, one line. So after that, you brush it, that's okay here. You have to cut it from this part like this. You see? So what it will give you volume. It will give you this part not flat, it will be like this. But what you have to do this cutting. For example, since first, all this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. From first till here. So when you will do that, you will have very fluffy this part and very beautiful. Just don't touch this part because this is like last layer. You can see it here. Always try to always to work with these layers because they kind of showing you what to do. So this you don't touch because you need it beautiful and pretty. And these ones you can mess or do something and then you will cover it with this and it will be okay like this. So, what about brushing? Nothing. Just brush this and do this. With this stuff you can make any Sephiroth stuff, any very big this style stuff. Don't afraid to brush it. It will look like not so pretty first time. Apply lac because, as I told you, this lac is very cool. It makes the hair more obedient, more like thin. And you will work with them very easy. Just when this lac is very wet here, it's like first 30 seconds. Just don't touch it. Like apply it, wait 30 seconds, and then you can touch it. Will be very cool. This is the volume style. This brush is very cool for volume. Just amazing. Depends on what you need. You can make this like dreads almost. If you need, for example, ball here. I forgot this brush. I don't know why it was at home. This the flat brush with one ребешковая. No, men always using this. It's just a brush.
It's a flat brush.
Flat one. Yeah, you grab it and you put here a lot, like a wall, like this, and it will stay like this. To cover this mess, you just grab, make extensions, and glue it here and make beautiful stuff. If it's anime, so you always can use lace front. For lace front, same, but the layer here, you have to leave it, then make this wall, and with this layer to cover it. So same, but a bit different with lace front. And lace front is a bit more like a real hair, not like plastic. It's a bit harder to work, so lace front is not so obedient, but working same, just a bit longer to make water. So
basically with the volume you have to make a mess inside, then cover it with normal hair, and it will just keep all the hair like a shell on that mess of that bunch of nuts. And will work even for making Dragon Ball wigs.
Yeah, for example, you make a mess and then you can do something like with first layers like this. Brush it a little bit. And already we'll have some written something. You can see with light, you can put hair dryer here and it will stay even longer and faster. I don't have hair dryer. You can make it like this. It's not a mermaid, but it's something just fast to show you. Short. Just very fast, and this is already with water here. You can see from all sides. You can see the water, and it's Ariel works like this, but longer, covering longer. More pretty.
It's also perfect for Naruto wigs, or in this case Boruto.
For Naruto and tips, you always have to make these stubs. So you have to make. You have to have a short wig, and in the end of the tip, for example here. For example, you make Naruto tips like this. What you have to do is cut it like that. It's already stained. Great. You can go to the. So grab this and make lighter the tips. When you do that, the structure works on you, like for you. So with little flat brush is better. You're making roots a little bit stable. With these lighter tips, and everything will work very good and fast. It's really easier because usually people grab a heavy wig like that, put some different lac, and it goes very heavy and hard to make. But first of all, you have to make this carton illusion. That's all. Later you can. So, any questions?
Any specific question?
Yeah, specific
Some
question.
problem?
Some problem? Yeah, with specific question, or if someone wants to try something or something, because information is not for 1 hour, of course. In my workshop, we were 3 hours with students, and the they even can't, with some of them can't do this with first time because it's hard to catch the sharp with each scissors. Someone goes with kitchen scissors, I don't know why. So I'm like, okay, they're mine, but they still can't. So we spend like 2 hours with trying to catch these things, to work, to have some experience with wig. It's good wig.
So the basic things you have to know is the two types of scissors. The normal scissors with a flat edge. The thinning scissors that have to have a very little space between their teeth. Or, yeah, teeth. The brushes have to be 3 types of brushes. The flat one that will help a lot when you have like a fringe to keep it straight. The cylindric one to destroy the wig and make a volume as she was showing, and I don't know, the kind of flat-faced brush to eliminate all the tangled parts. And basically those are the main tools that you're going to need. The lac, try to find the lac that is, if you don't have this
dry.
Specifically,
Like
it's a lac that has a dry spray, little particles, and it's not sticky.
And got to be, usually you push it and it goes like water, like from your whole sink.
If you only have got to be, try to use it
From
very
far.
far away from the wig.
But still it makes the wig a little bit dirty, and I was trying it and it's hard.
So what you can do is, like, if you have a wig that you're not using anymore, you can take the tips and practice with the scissors. Show them again the position with the scissors they have to take. The ring finger is the one that has to go in the upper hole, and the pinky one has to go on the support that the scissors have there. Your hand has to be in an angle like this,
Like
rested, and it has to just slide. Has to slide in a very accurate way to catch the sharpness of the scissor. So when you cut the hair, it will not be just straight, it will have a very natural look.
So, yeah.
And yeah, and the thin scissors.
About structure is a bit long time. I tried to put everything in 1 hour. So structure here, very fast, is wire inside, as you can see. I think everyone saw that inside. So from inside it goes like horns.
Like little ears.
Yeah, and then you put some, here's foam, special foam. Or you can put anything, synthepon, how is synthepon? So actually anything like this sponge, you can put and glue it, even sponge for washing.
Basically, these are all extensions, right?
Yes, all of these extensions.
All of these are extensions like that, that she applied on the structure. There is the little wire covered with some foam, and all these extensions go on top, like covering, and then they're hidden with this red.
If you have a full wig ready for extensions, you cannot cut each extension with glue. You can cut this truss like this and put them together again with glue, but it's easier if you cut all hair. And you will have it like more safe, I guess. And you can have it like this around your structure, so it's a bit easier. They tell me they're no time. I have to run. So, some extra questions? Anything is okay? In the meantime, we're making a mess.
I'll pick it up.
Oh.
In the meantime, we're trying. Maximum information in 1 hour.
Can I take a picture of the black, please?